Hellfire. It's a recent case in the Midnight Eye Files, a series involving the adventures of Derek Adams, a Glaswegian PI who, often inadvertently, gets involved in cases involving the supernatural and the weird. As we find him in Hellfire, he's looking for a lost child, one last seen wearing a green duffel coat in Glasgow's Queen Street station. The trail has so far led him to a group of rich businessmen involved in dark magic shenanigans involving a cursed mirror. And there's a local bookie in there somewhere, Monaghan, who might be involved. Derek decides to come out the bookie's house, and this bit starts with him in the bookie's garden, up a tree. Monaghan's house was one of those big, bluesy Victorian things, the kind the gentry built back then to prove that they were better than rank and file Glasgow folk. Monaghan was using it today for much the same reasons. He added his own particular garish touches, like a glasshouse swimming pool and a putting green, and mere pampas grassing can be found in South America. The place was lit up like it was Christmas. There was a man in the garden with a gun outside the conservatory, less than 20 yards from me. I felt for sure my position 10 feet up in the chestnut tree and just out of the garden wall must be clear for anybody but a blind man to see. But nobody took any note of me. I was able to, with the use of binoculars, get a close up. I was getting a view of a very worried man. He was at a desk, facing out towards the garden, working at a laptop, writing furiously, punctuating each full stop with a vicious swig for a whisky bottle. I hoped he didn't have too many sentences to go, for at the rate he was getting through the Scottish, it wasn't going to be long before he couldn't see, never mind type. After a while, he hit a button hard, punched the keyboard, and turned her in. I followed his gaze to see two bits of paper come out of a printer in the corner. I had leaned forward for a closer look, and I forgot about the thermos flask that I was between my knees, and I lost it. It fell, clattered down through the branches, and a flashlight beam then picked me out, as if I was transfixed by a spotlight. Didn't mind me, I said, as the guard came towards me. I'm just up here looking for my cat. And then I was clambering, groping, heading for the ground, hoping for a run to safety, but it wasn't to be. The heavy and the Garden had pals, two of them, and they caught me before I got 20 yards. I didn't throw any punches, put my hands up, offered to come quietly. They knocked me about a bit anyway. I was able to walk, had a bit of a limp, but they hurried me towards the conservatory, and Monaghan was still there, working hard on the whisky. It took him a few seconds to focus on me. You're no police, he said. I ken you. You're that big saft shite we pretended DI for Byers Road. That's you, isn't it? You got me fair and square, I said. That's me. I only come round to see if you've seen a green duffel coat. Oh, I ken why you're here, Monaghan said. Took another swig of the Scotch. You put the word out about Geordie Watkins. Geordie got malkied. It's my turn next, and it's all your fault. I've got three guys down in party looking to break your legs right now, and here you are, pretending to be a big man and sweating in my carpet. I'm just looking for a wee lassie, I said. Aye, that's the problem, isn't it? That's what this is all about. Some wanker looking for a lassie. I should never have got involved in the first place. I should never have got Geordie to do their dirty work. They're worse than the fucking Masons. I thought about my answer to that one. I was playing for time. The big lad on my left side looked to be itching to hit me again, and I didn't intend to let him. A lot of violence could be visited on me for that, him and his pals, if he wanted to do it, and I wanted to avoid that for as long as possible. So I hit Monaghan with a hunch, see how he'd react. Well, that's what you get for fucking with the owner of a cursed mirror, isn't it? What do you think you get out of it? Tea and scones at the vicarage? And Monaghan suddenly looked sober. His gaze fixed on me. Didn't he have the out of focus look it had seconds ago? Who said anything about a fucking mirror? I never said anything about a fucking mirror, did I? He looked at his henchmen for confirmation, and they were only too happy to provide it, given that a wee gun had appeared in his hand, and he was waving it around. What do you know about a fucking mirror? That's a secret. A funny handcake, trousers rolled up one leg kind of secret? Or the kind of secret that gets wee lassies wearing green duffel coats fed to the wolves kind of secret? I said. He went quiet at that. Who kens you're here? He said softly. Everybody I spoke to in the pub before getting here. The taxi driver that brought me here, the police, the wifey in the shop where I brought my fags, your big pals here, you and me, and anybody else that's watching. I don't know why I said that last bit. I wondered what might happen if I fueled his obvious worry rather than trying to diffuse it, and added some chaos into the mix. I didn't expect it to be quite so chaotic as it turned out, though. He got in my face with a gun. What do you mean by that? Who else is watching me? How the fuck would I know? It's your house. He smacked me again, hard, in the jaw with the butt of the gun. I staggered, didn't go down. He wasn't that big a man, the whisky had softened his edge. It would still hurt to speak after a wee while, and the pain ran from my chin to the crown of my skull, and set my head rigging like a struck bell. He turned to the heavy on my right, the one who was out in the garden earlier. You should be outside, no fucking about in here like a wet fart. Get out there and do your fucking job. And that's when the big man turned to go, and that's when it happened. I saw it first because I was looking over Monaghan's shoulder, directly at the large mirror on the far wall behind the door. Fire was spreading fast, but only inside the mirror. I was out here in the reflected conservatory. We were untouched, but inside the mirror, it was consumed in flames. Monaghan hadn't noticed. He looked like he was winding up to hit me again, so I nodded towards the mirror. It looks like somebody's watching you after all. He turned, let out a wail of terror, and raised the pistol. I think he intended to shoot the mirror to break it before the flames escaped, but it was already too late. A thin line of fire, no wider than my finger, leapt out for the mirror surface, and, no burning the carpet, it ran across the floor, and it flashed, reaching for Monaghan's feet. And once it reached him, it started to consume him, flowed up his whole body, and set his clothes bursting aflame. He tried to scream, but burned his tongue. It washed down his throat, and he was dead before he fell. Flames in his eye sockets, flames in his mouth, flames at his ears. He hit the carpet hard and lay still, smoke curling out all his holes. The heavies decided they were having no more part of this and took to their heels. I joined them, made a detour via the printer first. I was worried the delay might mean the fire get to me, but it wasn't paying me interest at all. The line of flame retreated the way it come, still didn't burn the carpet, and it was sucked back into the mirror, and everything went in reverse. Flames dying away as quickly as they'd come. The only thing I now saw in the reflection was my bruised face and the dead body at my feet. I pocketed the 2 sheets of paper and left the wire came in.